Since the new update, running a game of Rebirth to warm up or just sweat out for wins is always something that we love to do. And now, although this island is small, there are still specific areas of, that you want to land on that you're either going to get put straight into the action or you're going to get a lot of money in order to get a quick loadout. So knowing where to go is fairly essential, so without further ado, let's just get straight into the best places to land on Rebirth Island. So at number 1 we have the best place to land if you like a quick loadout, as well as lots of action, quite a lot of kills straight off the drop, with many more to follow throughout the game. So if you haven't guessed already, this is the middle of the map, Prison Block. So this is where I personally land. Now there are a few areas to this building and it's your preference, but I land on the east side, so basically above the cells, where there's a few floors, and since it's trios, most modes, one of us lands on the roof, then the floor below and the floor below respectively. Now once you've dropped here, you all start killing and you all start getting money, and so what's so good about this drop is because it's never out of the zone, there's lots of people, and you can literally stay on the top of the roof the whole game and drop well over 20 kills, which I've done many a time, and most of my wins have been on prison. So yeah, this is basically the reason I land here. So let's get on to number 2. So next up is one which is for basically less confident players who want to try their best to have a slightly less busy landing but still get 1 or 2 kills in the process. So in my opinion, shore or construction block seem to be fit for this, and you can switch depending on if there's a ton of people landing one place, you can go to the other, or whatever you want to do, or if you want to get into some good gunfights. But anyway, the reason I say to these 2 spots is because there's not only a lot of access to the buildings surrounding Prison Block, so the ones that are directly off it, but there's also a cutout in the hill a little further than the shore, which brings you directly into an underground prison bunker thing I'll show you on screen here, which is good for epic flanks, and considering prison is often final zone, it can get you a ton of wins. If you're already prepared with your loadout, you can just go straight under and get some sick dubs. Now, although Prison Block is busy, from my experience there is one more area on the map that is more busy than all of them, and if you dare to go here, you are what I like to call a daredevil. This is the living quarters area and the factory area. So if you dare to land here, you will almost certainly come across not only a few teams landing on you directly, but tons everywhere around you. And I'm not sure why this is so popular, to why they chose this area, but you need to be in the mood to sweat out, and trust me, because I don't ever get a good drop off here. Like, I've had a few, but it is really, really concentrated there. And if you play well, you're not only going to get a ton of kills, but you're going to get lots of money and a shop to use right outside the house as well. So if you successfully land here, get lots of kills and make it out past the first zone, make sure you tell me in the comments below, because I'll be very impressed. So other than these main ones, there are now only 2 more places left to land, which I'll go through. The first is Chemical Engineering Block, because it's not too far from Prison Block, and it has lots of loot as well, and a few people going around. I don't really land here often, however after leaving prison and getting our loadouts, I do generally go this way, because there's a few kills each game to get, 3 or 4 kills maybe. And so if you want some variety or just somewhere to land that's not bad, then Chemical Engineering Block is the one for you. So last on the list is another one that I'd say that you can land at, which is Decon Zone. Now the only reason I didn't say Security Area or Bioweapons Lab, which are literally on the edges of the map, but that's basically why, because they're so far out of basically the zone every time, and they're a bit far from the action, and to be honest, Rebirth Island is so condensed that you do need to be ready to do some action, and unless you really don't want to get into any gunfights at all, I wouldn't go there. And there's probably people who go there anyway because they're camping there, so basically, yeah, so that's why I'd recommend going to Decon Zone, because you don't have to do too much movement 24/7, but you do get into 1 or 2 gunfights. So like Chemical Engineering Block, it's another good one for those people who just want a bit of variety, not too many gunfights, just a good place to land at. So overall, these are the 5 best landing spots on Rebirth Island, which I can think of. Now, if you've landed any of these places, especially if you've had a successful drop at the living quarters, make sure you've commented down below and told me, as well as leaving a like, commenting and subscribing as always. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.